UFC 257 on Saturday, January 23rd from Fight Island in Abu Dhabi features a stacked card, and South Florida is more than well represented. The event will be on ESPN Plus pay-per-view for the main shows. You have Antonio Carlos Jr. and Amanda Ribas. They're on the show. They're getting ready. You're ready for the co-main event and the main event. And they're from American Top Team. And the co-main, Michael Chandler of Sanford MMA, makes his UFC debut against number 6 lightweight Dan Hooker. And in the main event, Dustin Poirier, the number 2 ranked lightweight from American Top Team, faces number 4 ranked Conor McGregor. So Dustin, with this card, with you in the main event, what are your thoughts going into UFC 257?
Excited, man. I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm excited for the, to be at the top of another card, the spotlight, the main event, and happy with training camp. Everything went smooth, and the flight here to Abu Dhabi was great, and just ready to get fight week going.
2020 was such a challenging year. Did you learn anything about yourself as a person or a fighter in 2020?
I only fought once in 2020, but it was a gritty fight, and it just confirmed, just reassured myself that, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, and I can fight down and grit it out with the best of them.
For this fight, how long was training camp for you?
This one was 9 weeks.
And how did you get ready for this fight? And who helped you get ready for this fight?
This year we're still quarantined, so training camp is great. It's a little different, a little tighter. We kept the circle a little smaller, but it was my same guys, my same coaches, Mike Brown, Daya Davis, Thiago Alves. They've been my coaches for the past 7 or 8 years now, and those are my main guys putting together the training camp, setting things up, and coaching me through this.
Gee, how have you progressed as a fighter in those years and your time with them?
They're so experienced and have so much time on the mat. I think they really helped me round out my game with my kickboxing and wrestling, my jiu-jitsu. It's just been a constant evolution of becoming a better mixed martial artist. I think I had, before I joined the team, I had moments of that I would shine and put things together, but these guys really helped me round out those edges and be a true mixed martial artist. There's no place the fight can go that I'm unsure.
Dustin, were they with you the first time you fought Conor?
My boxing coach and Mike Brown were with me the first time in 2014. I hadn't started working with Thiago Alves yet. He was still an active fighter in the UFC. He's still fighting now, but he's taken on a coaching role at American Top Team, and I'm glad to have him in my corner.
And is Mike Brown and who else is with you for this fight?
Yes, sir. Mike Brown's here with me in Abu Dhabi.
And who else did you bring for this one? I know there's restrictions, right, as far as how many people can go.
No. I have everybody who's cornered me in the past 7, 8 fights are going to be here in my corner on next Saturday.
Hey, Dustin, what makes American Top Team such an outstanding place to train and get ready for these big fights?
The facility's amazing, the amenities, but that's just the pluses. The main thing is the staff there, the coaching, the knowledge that are on the mat, the training, the fighters that they have there. There's just so many guys and so many different fighting styles at all times on the mat. Guys from all over the world are coming in and out of the gym, and you get a new look. Every time I come back to American Top Team, and it's a different training camp, there's different guys there that I can learn things from and train with. It's a great place. It's a university, man. It's like a college of fighting.
Are you able to tell us who helped you in the sparring aspect? Did you do much sparring to get ready for this one?
Yeah, my same guys in American Top Team. We didn't bring in anybody new or too crazy. We kept it same guys, southpaws that I have at American Top Team.
You mentioned Mike, of course. Is Thiago with you as well for this fight? I'm just trying to get an idea who's in your corner for the fight.
I just told you twice. The same guys who's cornered me every fight for the past 5 years. Mike Brown, Thiago Alves, Daya Davis.
Right, the ones that you were training with and all that help you get ready. I understand. Hey, I want to know too, Dustin, because you're spending your time, I hope I have it correctly, between Louisiana and South Florida. So when it's in South Florida, it really is just for the training and just for getting ready for the fights. And then when that time is over, it's go back to Louisiana with family?
Yeah, my wife and daughter come with me to Florida for the training camp, but I live in Louisiana. If I have a long layoff between fights, I'll come back to South Florida just to stay sharp and to work with the guys at the gym and get some training in with my coaches and teammates. But I live in Louisiana, yeah.
It's interesting, too, because when you fought Conor, it was 2014. And, I mean, from the mindset, I would think that you're both different fighters now. Do you even go back and look at that fight or take anything away from that fight? Or was such a long time ago that it really doesn't play a factor into this one?
Yeah, I think 6 years is a long time in the sport, and we've both been fighting at the highest level, the best guys in the organization. So we both evolved so much. It is a different fight. Obviously, he's still a dangerous puncher, and that's the same. But besides that, we're both different fighters at this point of our career. We've both been tested so many times and overcome. And if we were the same fighters, I don't think we'd be in the UFC anymore. You have to stay at the top. You have to be constantly evolving and learning new things and working different things, and that's what we've both done.
Hey, Dustin, what does a victory in this fight mean to you moving forward?
It means everything. The winner of this fight is going to fight for the lightweight title next, and this is a contender fight. Whoever gets their hand raised will get a shot at the gold strap, and that's what we're all after.
How did you feel when you said you only fought the one time in 2020, and obviously we're going through COVID. What was that fight like for you, and just getting you ready or getting you prepared for the next one?
I was excited to, be competing and working when a lot of people aren't able to. But it was a different experience, traveling, quarantining, and all that stuff. The new rules. It was just a different fight trip, as is this fight trip here. I had the quarantine in Las Vegas for 2 days. Then I flew here, and I'm still currently in quarantine right now. Hopefully tomorrow around lunchtime I'll be free to walk around and in the hotel, but I can't leave the hotel property. So it's just a different time in everyone's life. But like I said, I'm happy to be working and happy to be competing.
It's just amazing, too, when you think about it. As far as an outsider looking in, you beat Dan Hooker. He's on this big card as well. That was your 2020 fight. You fought Khabib. You fought Conor several years ago. Victory over Max Holloway. It's just so amazing in that standpoint. Do you ever take a moment to just sort of look back so far and just see where you've been and where you're at?
Yeah, it's been an incredible journey from, the humble, small fight cards and fight shows in Louisiana to to fighting all over the world, to becoming an interim champion, to beating multiple undisputed world champions on the run. It's incredible, man, and I still feel like a young man. After all that, all the years and crazy fights and accomplishments, wins and losses, I still feel like a young man, and I'm just excited for the future, excited to be where I'm at in my life.
There's another great battle on the card with Dan Hooker going up against Michael Chandler right down in South Florida, Sanford MMA. He's doing his thing there. I know your focus, your mindset obviously is on Conor and that big main event. Will you be watching that match at all later on, taking a look and see what happens a day or two down the road after your event, after your fight?
I guarantee you I will. I'm excited about that fight. I'm going to be warming up and prepping, and I'm going to be in the zone getting ready for my fight because I fight right after these guys. So I'm going to miss it. I'll see highlights or clips of it while it's happening because as soon as that one's over, I know that I'm next. So it'll be in the corner of my eye on the screen in the locker room. But after my fight, when I get back to my hotel, I'm 100% going to rewatch their fight because I'm fans of both guys. It's in my weight class, and yeah, that's going to be a great matchup as well.
And it's interesting because South Florida, Dustin, has just so many tremendous fighters, and there's so many outstanding coaches here. Any idea just how or why South Florida is such a hotbed for MMA fighters?
I have no clue, but you're correct, man. Some of the biggest gyms are there. Some of the best fighters are there, and it's a beautiful place. It's a great place to have these huge gyms. I love it.
Amanda Ribas and also Antonio are going to be on the card, also from American Top Team. Is it interesting? Is it cool when you have other fighters from your training facility? I know it is an individual sport, but everybody's repping AT&T, and you've got, well, at least 3 fighters from AT&T on this big card. Is that also lend itself to what South Florida is giving MMA and to this big card that's coming up?
Yeah, South Florida has some of the biggest, like we said, some of the biggest mixed martial arts gyms and some of the best fighters in the world. And it's good for me because I appreciate having familiar faces, people that I see like Amanda and Antonio. I see those guys and girls every day in the gym and walking around the hotel and going into battle and going, traveling to the venue for the event. It's just great to be around familiar faces and people that we sweat next to. It feels good.
Hey, Dustin, I have to ask you about the charity. You and your wife have started this foundation, and can you tell us a little bit about the foundation and just the good work that you all and friends and people have been helping out with it?
Yeah, sure. Me and my wife, younger in my career, we started auctioning off my fight-worn memorabilia for local causes in my community. And then we just decided to start an actual non-profit and see if we can get other fighters to donate their fight-worn stuff and to see if we can start crowdfunding to raise money for goals that we set, whether it be in Louisiana or, across the world. And it's grown so quickly, and we've done so many things, man. It's been amazing, the people we've reached and touched. And I'm just thankful for everyone because without everyone's donations and the purchases of the fight-worn things, that this wouldn't be possible. I just want this to continue to grow and to continue to help as many people as we can. For this particular fight, I'll be auctioning off everything I wear. In the bout against Conor, we're going to be donating all the money to the Boys and Girls Club of Acadiana, where we set a goal to get transportation to and from the clubs and also to get tutors for the children for the year of 2021. So for the rest of the year, when we meet this goal, we're going to do transportation to 6 locations and tutors for 6 locations. COVID's affected us all, and our children aren't missed by that. They're in direct line of problems that we're seeing with COVID, and learning from home with parents who are working. just been tough on everybody, and you know, our kids are our future. So that's why me and my wife decided to team up with a Boys and Girls Club. I think this is going to be great for everyone.
And it is called the Good Fight Foundation?
Yes, sir, the Good Fight Foundation, and you can check out what we have going on at thegoodfightgroup.com.
And obviously, this is not the reason him and his wife do it, but it's nice to be acknowledged too. And I was reading that you were acknowledged with the Forrest Griffin Community Award by UFC in 2020. What was that like for you to receive the prestigious award?
It was incredible. You know, I'm very thankful. Like you said, I don't do this for the recognition, but when people do acknowledge it, I'm thankful, and I'm also grateful to be in a place to have a platform to do these types of things. This really means a lot to me, and you know, to receive the inaugural Forrest Griffin Award, I just hope that it inspires other athletes and other fighters to use their platform and help as many people as we can, you know, because there's a lot of people who don't have a voice or their voice isn't heard, and we have a direct line to the masses to get these messages across.
Dana White has donated. Khabib has helped out. Others have helped out. I'm just curious. Well, do you know if Conor will be donating anything from this fight?
Yes, he said he was going to make a donation to the foundation. And if he goes through on his word and makes that donation, we're going to use that money to start a gym in a rough area of town where I grew up for children to train mixed martial arts and train boxing. And we're not going to charge them. The tuition will be good grades or improvement in grades. We're going to set some kind of standard and get these kids off the streets and let them train for free and put their energy into something positive.
And lastly, Dustin, it's just interesting too, because when you're growing up and then getting involved in a career and you were in MMA, did you ever fathom that you could make such a difference by doing things like this?
No, it wasn't something I thought about. And even at the beginning of this, when we first started doing small things in the community, before we even had a name and had a nonprofit like we do now, before the Good Fight Foundation was even a thought, you know, I never knew that this was the route that my career was going to take me. But, you know, growing up and being a father and maturing, I'm just so grateful to be in a place to help and to inspire. It's a very powerful position that I'm thankful, and I don't take it for granted. You know, I really, really hope that other people do the same for their communities.
Well, it's awesome work that you, your wife, and everyone is doing for the Good Fight Foundation. And wrap it up with this. Hey, do you have your ring entrance music picked out yet? Is that something you pick out? Do others pick it out? How does that work for you going into a fight?
I pick it out. I don't change it too often. And for this fight, we're coming out to the Boss by James Brown.
Yes. Well, Dustin, thank you so much. Thank you for doing what you're doing, MMA, your in-ring performance, and what you're doing outside as well with everything, and also your work with American Top Team. Great facility here in South Florida. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it.